Dickerson. This is Sean Callagy talking about the American Foundation for the Blind Gala. Eric is arguably the greatest running back in NFL history, top 10 rushers of all time. And Mr. Eric Dickerson, thank you so much for being here with us. After the NFL season started, opening day, like hanging out tomorrow for most teams. So thank you so much. And why in the world are you going to be in New York for the American Foundation for the Blind Gala?
Well, I'll say this much here for me. I like to support any foundation that I think is a great foundation. I mean, I've always been a person that like to give better than receive. And I go back to when I was lucky enough to play in the National Football League and help my mom, and give to her and help other people, So that's always been me. I like that. And I like giving and helping as much as I possibly can.
That's awesome. Appreciate that. And I want to make sure I get this correct. You are currently working with the Los Angeles Rams in
yes.
A position high up in the organization. Would you want to share what you do with the Rams right now?
Sure. I mean, Vice President of Business Affairs, that's my title. Lots of times I go out to the meetings and, around the area, Inglewood, and, try to drum up stuff that we want to try to do in those areas. I go to a lot of games, pretty much every home game I have to go to, and kind of like say hobnob, I'm going to call it hobnob, and doing that kind of stuff. And, I'll always have a soft spot for the Rams. I played for them. I didn't play for them as many years as people think I did, but that was my first team. And I live in Los Angeles. I've been in LA since 1983. But I'm a Texan. Let's get that straight. I'm a Texan. I'm a Texan right now. But I do love living in Los Angeles, and I do love working for the Rams. I also work for iHeartRadio. We do a show every Monday during the football season, so we're about to start next Monday doing that. And I do stuff for Fox Television, also with Undisputed with Skip and Shannon, and also sometimes with The Herd with Colin Coward. So those are my things that I do right now.
Hey, Sean and Eric, how are you?
Hey,
what's up, Nick?
The one and only Nick that created the Kansas City Chiefs Hall of Fame, 1 point the most accurate history of the National Football. And somebody I am absolutely can also be along with Mr. Eric Dickerson. So Nick, love you. Thank you for creating possibility for everything with the American Foundation for the Blind. Nick, just real quick, we're going to let you find Gentleman County here in a moment or two. What's on your heart about the American Foundation for the Blind Gala? Why are you involved, and what's happening?
You're asking me. Well, number one, the theme that Eric and I can relate to immediately is the journeys we've gone through in our lives to achieve success have always had some level of becoming unblinded, becoming more aware and seeing the things that matter the most. One thing I admire about Eric, besides being one of the top 3 running backs in NFL history, is his humility, his ability to have balance in his success. And one thing that joins us all and that has attracted me and impressed me with you, with great respect for Tony Robbins and all that he does, is that you are able to evoke the notion that success is kind of empty if we can't share it. Success is not success if we're alone on the mountaintop. So you could, in other words, say that perhaps the growth we've gone through in life is to see the vision of the mountaintop filled with people we can help, people that have been there for us, people, the mentors, the coaches, et cetera. We've been open to that. And then the people that we in turn can help, whether it's poor African-American youth at that school near you, Eric, in Los Angeles, whether it's fatherless youth, whether it's the homeless that I work with, or the Native American kids. These are all people who have been in the shadows where people have not been able to perceive and understand and give them the respect and love and support that some of us were lucky enough to have. So I'm involved with this because of you, Sean, and because obviously the American Foundation for the Blind's 100th anniversary is a big deal. And to be able to bring somebody like Eric Dickerson and Bruce Smith and Rex Ryan and Lawrence Taylor and Alicia Keys and, you know, Brian Adams and all these amazing people, Roger Clemens, my dear friend. I mean, that just makes it special. And frankly, it also makes it kind of fun.
Yeah, sure does. And so as we draw to a close here, thank you so much, Nick, and your enormous heart. Mr. Eric Dickerson, you have a beautiful charity. We at Unblinded have agreed to support that charity in Gala in 2022, which we're honored and privileged to do. What's the name of your foundation and what drives the charity that you support and what drives your support of it, please?
It's called Fatherless Boys. This is boys without fathers and based in the household. And I think that you will find out that most of our prison system is filled with guys who didn't have a dad in the household. And I heard that until I actually went to a prison, read up on it, and went to a prison. And when you talk to prisoners, I mean, you talk to these guys that are in prison, I will never forget, they asked them, every guy, it was like, say, 40 guys in line. They say, can every man step out that did not have a father in the household or a man figure? And then out of those about 40 to 50 guys, about 35 guys stepped out. And it was a trip just to show that most of the men in the United States and probably around the world don't have a man in the house, a man figure in the household. And that's very big. I mean, and I was fortunate enough to have a dad, which I was adopted. My dad died when I was 17. And I'll say that I've always said he's the best man I ever knew, best man I ever knew, and a good man. If I could just be half the man my dad was, I know I'd be a good man, but I don't know if I can live up to that. So our foundation, like I said, it's called Young Warriors. We were working with school, the LA school, the Unified School District, but it's kind of hard doing it right now. So we're doing a lot of stuff with Boys and Girls Club. So that's kind of our new mission, because we want to help as much as we can, you know, with the young youth, and you'll be surprised, you know, how they come around, and we have the mothers that go through the program with them, you know, because there's no man in the household, and we want to teach them how to be young men, how to treat a person, how to go out and get a job, you know, how to talk, how to go to a restaurant, you know, and sometimes we have to wear a suit and a tie. We did an event 2 years ago, and we took them to Fleming's, and, you know, we asked them if they had a jacket, wear a jacket, and if they had a tie, wear a tie. And a lot of the kids had never been to a white cloth restaurant, had never, you know, sit down at a table, you know, to have something to eat. And it was amazing, and how much fun it was, and talking to the young men and just kind of mentoring them. So that's what we do.
Eric, I am immensely grateful for what you do in the world, what you're doing here for the American Foundation for the Blind. I look forward to continuing to build a relationship. I'm thankful to you, Mr. Nick Lowery, for everything that you do. So, gentlemen, I know you've got a lot to do on this NFL weekend, but what is very present for me is that hearing Nick from Mr. Eric Dickerson, he had a lot of love for the Rams, he has a lot of love for football, but he lit up talking about changing lives. And that's what makes him, makes you, you. And I'm immensely grateful for you taking the time on this Saturday.
We love you, brother. And we're on a movement. We're going to keep this going. Eric, a year from now, you're going to be blown away. I want you to remember this and hold me to this. And Sean, you're going to be blown away, not only how fun an evening and effective an evening it was on the 23rd, but what we did for the Fatherless Boys in your program, this Warrior program, and how we exceeded your expectations. That's the joy. That's the juice that we bring into this. And we're so grateful, because I know you're a man of great integrity and passion. So it makes it even better.
Okay, well, I'm gonna hold you to that.
That's it. I know you will. And I don't want to have to.
No problem.
Yeah, I don't want to have to see Eric Dickerson become a defensive player and tackle me. So we're gonna win for you.
I believe it, Sean. No problem.
Thank you.
You got it.
Okay. Okay, guys. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Eric.